What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a monthly manifestation for the sign of Gemini. Okay, Gemini, you guys are last but not least on the zodiac lineup. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal. So take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay, so you're gonna get a double month in this reading because I kind of fell behind in getting everybody done, kind of one at a time in each month. The energy has been kind of crazy. If you've been watching me long enough, you know if the energy is like low vibrational. I've been pretty busy. Also got caught up in the finals and stuff too. Go Celtics, we won. Okay, we are the champions. So I'm very, I'm very happy. But that kind of took me away. And then, of course, the Olympics came as far as the trials, and I started watching that. But nonetheless, also, dealing with some other stuff. And so, if I'm not good, then I can't provide you with good readings. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to get into kind of playing catch up on my end as it pertains to readings. For the month of May, there was a new moon on the 7th. There was the first quarter moon on the 15th. And the 23rd was the full moon, matching that of April. April's also had their full moon on the 23rd as well. Okay, so consistent changes kind of reoccurring pretty much probably from April into May for you guys, along with some residual in June. Okay, in June, the new moon was on the 6th. The first quarter moon was on the 14th, and the 21st was the full moon. Okay, and so there's probably some residual energy still kind of looming from that full moon for you guys. Okay, so like I said, for June, it was the time to assess your progress. You may be stressing over some changes that may have been occurring. A burnout requires the need to recenter yourself, which would be on the 21st. The 6th would be the time of reassessing your progress, along with this being the 6th month of the year. Okay. If you're a spiritualist, charge or change out your crystals on the full moon. If not, being a spiritualist, maybe you enjoy meditation of some sort, and so it would have been the best time for you to meditate on the full moon. Okay, in regards to a completion of some things, maybe a phase, if you will, to be completed. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to get into the thick of your reading, okay, Geminis, in the sense of I'm going to shuffle the deck. The first set of energy we're going to get is for the month of May, okay? Gemini's energy for the month of May. Now, you can feel free, if you haven't already, to kind of look at your past energy, at least for April, all right? Leading into this reading here, okay? Last shuffle before we cut the deck. May was a time of a lot of changes anyway, due to the fact of it being the 5th month, okay, of the year. So you felt a lot of changes mentally, maybe emotionally as well. That is probably why. New moon energy, one from the top, one from the bottom, is first quarter moon energy, and then one energetically from the middle for the full moon energy. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and reshuffle the deck for June. Okay, June energy for Gemini. Let's look into June energy for Gemini. Spirit. Last shuffle. Okay. Same as before. One from the top for new moon energy. That was the 6th. First quarter moon energy on the 14th. And then one energetically from the middle for the full moon, okay, on the 21st. All right, we're going to clarify the energy with the Rider's Waite once we see what we have here. Okay, so starting off, let's see what your mindset was for the new moon in May. Nothing will come of this situation. Okay, nothing will come of this situation in May. Again, that was on the 7th, okay? That was May 7th. Whatever was going on, okay, maybe it was something residual from April that you had your mind on, and maybe tried looking at things from a different perspective or wanted to revive something, but it's not able to be done. Okay, nothing will come of the situation, and don't look at that as, you know, a negative, Gemini, because it could be in your best interest. Okay, but again, we'll see what happens when we clarify it. Okay, now let's see what was going on the 15th, first quarter moon. If you made any progress, maybe in the sense of letting something go, in the sense of realizing that nothing was going to come of it. Okay, it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio energy here. If you like, at your leisure, you can go and look up full moon energy in Scorpio, so you can find out when that is and what kind of traits kind of linger around that energy. Okay, but that was in the month of May. So maybe it was something in regards to a connection, Geminis, that you felt like nothing was going to come of a situation, and maybe started thinking in a negative light towards something. And come the 15th, it was time to release that negative energy, especially if there was a possibility of something good happening from it, but you were kind of stuck in the negative around it. Okay, if that makes sense. Okay, let's talk about this full moon energy on the 23rd of May, in the sense of if you completed or achieved your goal, okay, or in regards to your intentions. Okay, and a win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Okay, a win-win outcome is forecast. Okay, so just like I just said, a positive outcome was possible, but you focused too much on the negative. Okay, which took you away from being able to see a positive outcome. Okay, and so with this Libra scale being here, it talks about fairness. When we talk about Libra, Libra is that of Rider's Waite, energy of justice. Okay, and is usually one who seeks that out. All right, and so maybe in a sense, Libra, between you or maybe a person possibly sees where things should be fair, okay, and just. All right. So let's see what is going on as far as the month of June. New moon on the 6th, okay? 6 month, 6 day, a lot of energy, okay? If you put 6 and 6 together, that comes out to 12, which means centering ourselves, okay? After you take 12 and put that into 3, okay? Now, a lot of reevaluating of what it is that you want and what you don't want. Allowing yourself to recall and remember the positive, okay, and following your intuition, okay, and not focusing so much on the bad, but focusing on the good, okay, especially if that will possibly help you in figuring out what you should do or how you should move going forward, okay. And then again, equaling out to 3, which centers yourself in the belief of positivity, okay, or positive outcomes. So let's see where your mindset was on the 6th or around the 6th of June. Expect powerful change, okay? Expect powerful change, all right? This is a new moon eclipse, okay? So lovely to see new moon energy during a new moon, okay, which means a change of heart towards a situation that could be looming after coming from a nothing will come of this situation to expect powerful change in thought, maybe taking the time to go within and figure some things out. If not on your end, maybe someone else's, okay? Now, let's see what's going on in the first quarter moon energy, which was on the 14th of June, is as far as making progress. A fiery climax approaches, okay? Full moon in Aries, all right? Aries energy here. You can look that up on your leisure as well, all right? If I mention a sign, I'm only primarily focusing on the sign that's coming up in the cards, okay? So any of these signs you could have in your birth chart, okay? Now, a fiery climax approaches. That means maybe a passionate progression, if you will, in trying to obtain or manifest what it is that you desire, okay, as far as around the 14th, all right? 4, protecting yourself, protecting your energy, again, tapping into that intuition, that crown chakra, equals out to 5, okay? So, climax, in my mind, is also another form of change, okay? Maybe if not on your end, someone else's, in the sense of becoming more passionate in trying to take things to the next level, okay? I know this is very cryptic because obviously I feel like it could be geared towards a relationship, or it could be just personal growth from within, okay? As far as how you want to change yourself, your mindset, things of that nature, how you connect with other people, okay? Now, let's get into this full moon energy, which was the 21st, okay? Again, what is it that you want, Gemini? And really dig deep within your mind, okay? And your mind's eye as far as your third eye, okay? And then look at how 2 and 1 equal up to 3, okay? A good change within you, okay? In the sense of maybe how you handle things, okay? Now, that energy as far as completion is work through your fears. Work through your fears, hitting on new moon in Scorpio, okay? So Scorpio coming up here twice, okay? In full moon energy and in first quarter moon energy, dealing with a full moon and a new moon energy in Scorpio, okay? So Scorpio themselves are, of course, considered the ruler of darkness, if you will. the ruler of the root chakra as well. Okay, and so with this new moon energy here and working through your fears, what is it that you fear? Okay, are you scared of there being a win-win situation, in the sense of not being prepared for it, or just in general, uh, things of the future, things that are out of your control, which Scorpios do like to control things, okay? And so those energies are opposing each other, again, diagonal from each other, okay? As you can see, Scorpios do usually think on the dark side of things, okay? Because they feel so deeply, okay? Because they're a water sign. So you may have Scorpio in your chart somewhere, that's invoking this kind of energy, okay? You'll be there for a moment and then you'll come out of it, okay? Because you have to tap into your sun sign energy, which these readings are for sun, moon, rising, and Venus, okay? And so you have to tap into what that energy is as far as your sun and your rising, to get out of that dark energy of Scorpio. Sometimes it's necessary in order for us to bring some things to light. And it's just as long as you don't stay within that realm of things. All right. So learn how to work through your fears, talk through them, write them out. You could try doing a kind of ritual and removal of bad traits, by taking black candles. Okay, you take black candles, you write whatever that negative trait is, that's hindering you, such as if it's like fear of success or something of that nature. You could, carve it into the candle. Take a white candle, put your name on it, and put it in the center, light it, and then light those black candles around you, okay? After a certain amount of time, you extinguish the white candle and ask the universe to remove those negative traits from you, okay? The white candle should never completely go out, okay? You want the black candles to go out, okay, in order to remove that energy from you. It's just a suggestion. You don't have to do it, but it's called, in my opinion, a removal of negativity ritual, okay? So I have done it for myself and it was very helpful. I still struggle with some other things, but they're considered new traits that I need to remove, okay? But nonetheless, let's get into your clarifiers, okay? Now, we're starting off here before I even shuffle, splitting the deck, and we have the High Priestess and the Eight of Wands, okay? Using your intuition as the High Priestess to look at both sides of the spectrum of everything, okay? And to see and follow, or see the actions that follow once you do that, okay? When you start removing the negativity, you start seeing things move, okay? Speaking positivity within to yourself and to those around you allows for things to move, okay? As need be. Now, we split again. High Priestess is here. 10 of Pentacles, okay? For some of you, it could be using your intuition or trying to figure out ways for stability in your life, okay? Or valuing that in which is around you in your life, which 10 of Pentacles is usually talking about family, okay? So you could be kind of in your thoughts about your family in general, okay? Or starting your own family, because here we are with the 2 of Cups with the 10 of Pentacles, okay? If you're already in a situation with someone, maybe you're talking about the stability of your family, or the creation of it, okay? Not wish fulfillment. So obviously this is a family that's already existing, okay? So last shuffle here. I feel the energy of like maybe the need of someone being responsible, okay, out of the two of you, okay? So hopefully it's not, too much negative energy on the sense of the family finances being squandered. I do feel like that energy came up previously for a sign. I'm not sure if it was in the channeled reading, possibly. You may want to go and check those out, like the most recent ones, okay? There may be something in there, okay? Couple of months back, but I know definitely this year, okay? So, and I think Gemini, your sign came up. If I can find it, maybe I'll put it on the community post and kind of recircle it out so that way you guys can check it out, okay? Or I'll put the link in the comments for it, okay? Now, let's go one from the top for new moon energy, one from the bottom, which is for first quarter moon energy, and then one energetically from the middle. And really specific card search there with my third eye, spirit guiding me to it, okay? Because I was definitely about to go I was going like 3 different ways, but one in particular I had to dig for, okay? So we'll look at the bottom of the deck momentarily to see what the overall outcome is of the energy after we flip all these over, all right? So nothing will come of this situation, and expect powerful change between the month of May and June is being clarified by the Death card, okay? Death card coming out here, Scorpio energy yet again, okay? So you got Scorpio like 3 times fold, okay? So again, I don't know if it's in your birth chart or in someone else's, maybe your person's, or possibly the both of you, okay? But something transpiring, okay, of calling upon a change to occur. Expect powerful change from something, okay? Maybe for the last few months to a year, someone's been having a very negative trait that has really put a hindrance, maybe, like I said again, on your family dynamic, all right? Maybe a vice that they have of some sort, okay? Like I said, gambling is like the strongest thing that I'm hearing the most of. Maybe also with another particular vice, but I can't put my finger on it right now, all right? So that coming to an end and moving out of your energy, okay? Imploring someone to be able to do it, okay? And the reason why I say imploring is because of the fact of, in this Death card, there's a person kind of like standing right here in front of death, and you see these bodies on the ground, okay? So of course we know like the lore of the Grim Reaper, if you will, okay, where just to touch him or just for him to walk past, you end up dead, okay? Now, not saying literal death, I'm just talking about figuratively speaking, and again, mythology. Now, again, this figure, this priest possibly in this yellow robe, is imploring, death to leave, okay? However, there is a sun in the horizon in the background of the Death card, okay? Which, in my opinion, means of new beginnings, okay? And usually it is said death can bring new life. Okay. And so I think that is prominent for you guys, Gemini. Okay. Let's move forth to the first quarter moon energy of it's time to release negativity to a fiery climax approaches between the month of May and June is being clarified by the Strength card. Okay. Strength card also came out during Virgo's reading, but it came in the new moon energy. Okay. So now it's kind of pushed itself back to first quarter moon. Okay. So in the midst of probably the middle of June and maybe even both months, you trying to have a lot of inner strength to deal with something, okay? To release negativity, because again, you know, if you're trying to get someone to stop doing something, Geminis, your best bet is to do reverse psychology, okay? In the sense of you can yell, you can scream, you can point out the obvious in the most, you know, aggressive way. It's not going to make someone stop, okay? And thus a fiery climax approaches is just the same as something gaining momentum, which has been very prominent in these readings. But a fiery climax approaching could be you, you know, losing it in a way, okay? Aries energy, another fire sign, you being an air sign, again, a lot of verbal, you know, using your throat chakra and trying to have the strength to get through to someone, okay? So utilizing, again, seeing fire energy come out here twice with Aries and now Leo with the Strength card, okay, speaks upon what the energy really was during these last few months for you, maybe a year, okay? Idle threats do not work with this person, whoever you are dealing with, okay? They do not work. And so the best thing to do is do reverse psychology, okay? And sometimes you have to let things actually happen in order for this person to understand how detrimental their actions are, okay? I speak about it occasionally or have in a few past readings, I think in the Heart's Desire and also in the you may benefit from looking at the All My Love readings if you haven't before. I think you guys had pretty decent views in there, but that may be helpful for you all as well to kind of go back to those and check out that energy in the sense of dealing with conflicts with your person, okay? Now, and kind of trying to understand them a little bit better, all right? And them you. Now, a win-win outcome is forecast to work through your fears between May and June is being clarified by the Six of Pentacles, okay? There's that scale again. This is, I believe, between Taurus and Libra energy, okay? Maybe you're fearful of, you know, possibly having to dish out money that isn't available, okay? With this Six of Pentacles, it's talking about this person sharing coin with two people and trying to be fair, okay? And so a win-win outcome. Now, if it's gambling, it can be a little gray area. Like, it's nice when you're able to win something, okay, and you get that thrill of it, okay, but then there's also the fear of losing it all, okay? Now, I am not like heavy in gambling. I'm really not. Most of the time, the last time I really gambled really heavy was out in Vegas for my 30th, and I got lucky. I pretty much won all of my money back for what I spent on the trip just playing slots, okay? And so, but the worst feeling ever is, you know, leaving with nothing, okay? And not being able to come back and pay bills. Thankfully, you know, had a job, so wasn't really worried too much about that. But I've been lucky in most instances of just being very smart when doing so. Okay. I do feel this energy of someone maybe lending someone money or giving someone money to gamble. Kind of fearful, in a sense of wondering if they actually will win, or if you'll lose everything. Okay. So never get yourself in a position where you are spending or gambling more than what you can recoup. Okay. um, put yourself on a budget. If you have a gambling issue, there is something or a number that you can call. I don't know the number. I'm not, sponsored by them or anything like that, but just saying, kind of limit your spending when it comes to gambling. Okay. Like for myself, like maybe sometimes I might feel lucky and I might want to do a scratch off. And I'll buy a few scratch offs. I might win a little something, nothing major, and then I'm over it. Because again, gambling is a risk. It can be a high reward, but it can also be a risk. So when you start getting into the sense of it becoming more of a risk than actually a win-win, then that's when it's time for you to stop. Okay. So, but I do feel this sense of putting out, and again, it was good at first, but now it's having a downside to it. Okay. In the sense of, and the last thing you need is for two people in the household to be gambling. Okay. Someone might have to be the professional here. Okay. But also know when to stop. Okay. Know when to kind of take your wins or to take your losses, and know when to leave it be. Don't know why, but that is a very strong energy. Okay. Now let's see what's at the bottom of the deck for the overall outcome for you guys, Gemini. And it is a page of wands. Okay. It is a page of wands. Now I was feeling this earlier, but I didn't want to say it in the sense of, and I kind of got sidetracked from it. But with this page of wands coming up, it's kind of a sense of a small threat, if you will, of saying, if you don't stop, I'm gonna leave. Okay. If you don't stop, I'm gonna leave. If you constantly keep saying that but you're not following through, it's a small action that they don't really expect you to. Okay. So again, because of the fact of fear of leaving, someone maybe having to split it or split everything in half, that may invoke some fear in someone. But if they don't see you actually follow through with it, such as actually living in a separate home, things of that nature, and I'm not telling you to do this, so please don't come for me, because I didn't send for y'all. I'm just literally general messages here. Okay. Know that that may invoke some fear in someone to have to split things in half with you, or possibly taking everything and them having to start over. Okay. Again, if it's not your person and it's you, hopefully you understand this now. Okay. A little bit better. Okay. But nonetheless, that is sometimes the case in a lot of situations. Okay. When you're dealing with someone who is doing more harm than good to the connection and doesn't see the harm that they're doing. Okay. They won't see it until you actually show them what the harm can cause. Okay. And so hopefully it doesn't get that far. But if anything, if they love you or you love them, then you're going to make the changes necessary to keep them. Okay. Because no one wants to be in this page of wands. Even though it's very small, it could turn into something very large. Okay. Now we'll probably be able, hopefully that energy dissipates when we get to your preliminary readings, slowly but surely. Okay. So with that being said, what is the message of support to achieve or manifest Gemini's goals? What is the message of support for Gemini to achieve or manifest their goals? If anything jumps out, I'll take it. Other than that, I can stop and then cut the deck, and we'll work our way from the bottom for your messages. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Two to three messages. Now, you do have love charm, okay? Love charm. Attract a lover, soulmate, or life partner, okay? That's going to be possibly for, maybe a small few of you. Again, maybe a sign that has a placement in Gemini. Rising and or Venus placement. That is for you. If none of the rest of this resonated for you, but this does, I'm so sorry. I'll have to get you into the next one, okay? Or potentially check out some of your other birth chart placements or other readings, such as Heart's Desire or Right Here and Now's, okay? The next message is Star, okay? Star, which says the silver energy of the star brings good luck and serendipity, okay? Again, if you are, one that does gamble, I hope you're doing it in the smart way, okay? Do it in a smart way. Don't bring any kind of negativity, and I'm not trying to bring negativity to you either, but I'm just stating reality, okay? One more message, which leads into perseverance, okay? Perseverance, which is brand new energy alert, okay? This is the first time this card has came out. The motivation to keep going despite the odds, okay? The motivation to keep going despite the odds, okay? So whatever it is, Geminis, that you guys have been going through that's outside of the realm of gambling, okay? You have the perseverance to keep going, okay? Whatever it is you are fearful of, if it's a new beginning that you're fearful of because of this Page of Wands coming out, and it's only one wand, it's very small, okay? It may be something that is a small thing to most is a very big deal for you. Maybe it's your first time setting out alone, and so maybe you're fresh out of a home, maybe fresh out of college or high school. Congratulations to you. It is a scary world. I ain't even gonna hold you. I had a lot of stuff happen to me when I was like between 18 and 22, really 25. And so no one really prepares you for it, only in the sense of, the basics. So, you can persevere. You will be fine. Just take your time, okay? Only try to improve for your better well-being, okay? I'm not going to get too much into it, except for that, in the sense of, make the right decisions, okay? Don't try to follow any kind of trend or what other people are doing. Be responsible. One thing that I know for sure, again, if you're like 18, I went to work. I made sure I was there on time. You never mess up your 9 to 5, okay? Never mess that up. That's your bread and butter. That's what feeds you. That's what clothes you. And don't let anything come in between it, okay? If your friends want to party and you got to get up early in the morning, carry your butt to bed, okay? That's one thing. And of course, I can sit up here and tell you that, but I did do that. And then when Friday came, I was all out, okay? So Save the partying for when you're off, okay? That way you don't have to worry about, trying to get to work and all that stuff. Be responsible. Handle your business first, party later. That way you're able to party harder than you want to because everything's taken care of, okay? That is my advice to you, okay? Just be responsible, okay? Handle business first, because nobody likes someone asking them for help all the time and stuff like that. If you're living with someone and you're doing roommate kind of thing, same thing, okay? Be mindful of your roommate. Split the cost, okay? Otherwise, somebody don't have their portion, you got to explain that, okay? And landlords don't want to hear that, okay? They want their money. And if they don't get their money, they going to take it out from you some other way, okay? And then you lose your place and then you're back at home with your parents. I don't think you want that. There's that fear, okay? So consider that, all right? Do you want to share expenses with someone? Do you want to put your trust in another person over your roof and your own well-being? Or do you want your own? Okay, that is something that you have to, think about. All right. So here we are with what is the energy of the present self of Gemini. Okay. What is the energy of the present self of Gemini? 3 shuffles here coming up on this last shuffle before we cut the deck. And then we'll go to the bottom to find out where your energy is. Okay. So Gemini, right now, you got the same thing as Virgo, moon, okay? I'm going to read that one to you all, but I'm also going to give you another one, which is water creation underneath, okay? So you have the number 7, and then you have 29, which equals out to 11, okay? Focus on what it is that you want. There's a phase in your life that needs to be completed with 9 coming up, okay? That means maybe the completion of adolescence and maturity, irresponsibility, and turning into something more than that, okay? Which means being responsible, ownership, things of that nature, okay? And being enlightened by the need for that change, okay? Now, if you like, you can head over to Virgos and, fast forward to get the message there that was kind of like attached to theirs. But I'm just going to go ahead and read the moon darkness. There are cycles to everything and a season for everything. Do not push yourself when the tides are against you. Do not be afraid of the darkness, as the darkness is as necessary as the light. Rest and repair. The divine feminine in all her forms is rising. The time for introversion, stability, and planning is here. Okay? So you do have that in you right now as far as the strength to persevere. Okay? And again, accept the darkness as time to plan and get yourself together, and away from, those seasons that are no longer serving you. Okay. Now, with water creation, flow forward with grace and confidence. Be true to your emotions. Do not allow yourself to become stagnant in your ways. Creation is your birthright. Consider what is vital to your happiness and ensure that you seek it. Okay? Creato, which is ancient Latin for he shall create. Okay? This, of course, is water energy. As an element spiritually, water is related to flow. prosperity, and the direction of water movement. The tidal cycle is used in spellcraft, with workings done on the incoming tide for the bringing of prosperity, love, and blessings, and on the outgoing tide to remove and release what we no longer desire. Water magic is both powerful and gentle, and almost all ancient cultures had water deities, including Genius Loci, or spirits of lakes, rivers, springs, even man-made wells. Okay, so if you don't know if you really enjoy the water, again, like I said, if you have Scorpio in your chart and maybe you find yourself always near water, I have Scorpio in my chart. It's in my 7th house. And I enjoy turning on my waterfall near my bed. I have one in my living room and I have one near my bed. And so I always put that on, just a nice flowing sound of water, just to help clear and cleanse my mind. Okay. I also like doing foot soaks. Occasionally I may take a bath. You can find some of my bath salts available on my Etsy shop if you enjoy that as well. Just to soak your feet in the sense of purification, just rejuvenating. We're on our feet all the time, wherever we need to go. And so it's a good way to kind of pamper yourself, but also kind of deal in that spiritual wellness of the element of water. Okay, drinking water is also important as well, but not just for hydration, but for cleansing our inside to out. Okay, so with that being said, let's get into what is the potential energy for the higher self of Gemini. What is the potential energy of the higher self of Gemini? 3 shuffles here as well before we cut the deck. What is the potential energy of the higher self of Gemini? Okay, so Gemini, let's see what's at the bottom of the deck for you, for your higher self. The law of giving and receiving. The law of giving and receiving. This 6 of Pentacles here, okay? Give away a material belonging you love to someone. Give away a material belonging you love to someone, okay? So we have this person kind of walking up towards a mountain. There's clouds here. And then there's these kind of small orbs, maybe butterflies or moths, flying upward to the moon. I don't know if you guys can really see that. I'm probably as closer as I'm trying to get it, it kind of fades out. So you probably see it a little bit better if I kind of come out, okay? But they're all in alignment in a way, kind of splitting the moon, if you will, in half, okay, in a sense. So if you do have something, let's say someone came to your home and they saw something and they really liked it, you're not really utilizing it. You've gotten all you can out of it. Maybe you give it to them, okay? I, at one point in time, I had knitted a blanket. I have meditative blankets on the shop. Shameless plug. But I take a very long time knitting these blankets, and it was literally my first time learning how to knit. My mother had taught me, and I knitted the blanket. My intention was for it to be for myself, but I somehow, right at the cusp of finishing it, I literally stopped doing it. Like, I think I got tired in a way. And so I came across it again and finally finished it out. Learned how to close it, because that part I never got around to learning, and I had to learn it on my own. But and then I never used the blanket for myself. I ended up giving it to someone, okay? someone that I truly love and loved at the time. And so I'm glad that I gave it. I have yet to knit a blanket for myself. Now, I have plenty blankets in my house of different kinds, and so I utilize those. But that's what kind of got me started back into knitting blankets again, to provide them to other people who need that kind of, or would like to have some kind of homemade gift of some sort. And so when you see my meditative blankets, they are truly long. They stretch out for as long as a love seat. But just imagine yourself kind of wrapping up in that blanket and just truly, being outside looking at the stars, or just at home, drinking tea, which I have teas on my shop as well. But, just saying, certain things that I've done that where I've just made something and decided to give it to someone else. So the gift of giving and receiving, we're going to page 67. New energy alert, because I think this is the first time this card has came up. Are you holding on to a particular item, which is communicating to the universe you are not ready to receive? There is not any difference between giving and receiving. They are one and the same. This card is saying your higher self desires for you to expand your ability to flow in the exchange of energy with all of life. The first step is to let go of everything that no longer serves your life. Someone else will benefit from these items that you do not need. When you let go of what you have been holding on to, the universe will bring new energy into your life. You are going to receive something big. Give away one thing that you have attachment to that you believe will bring joy to someone else. An example, a dress or a necklace you love. This is a practice of letting go of all material wealth so the universe can flood you with the true prosperity within your heart. Okay? So, again, let go of material wealth. Okay? As you know, when we pass away, we can't take it all with us. Okay? It has to go somewhere. Okay? And so if someone else can benefit from it, again, this is probably the second time within a reading that encourages you to give, okay, to tithe. It is something that came across in Taurus's reading, and now it's here in Gemini's, okay? And so hopefully you guys take heed to it, understand it, and really think about what it is you have. If you can't give it to someone that you love, give it to a good cause. Give it to Goodwill. Give it to Salvation Army, or go to a consignment shop and donate it. Anywhere that you can do that at, okay? But let it go, okay? Especially if it's something from your past that you no longer can really use. I don't have children. I gave a set of children's books to a friend of mine's, their child, so that way they could enjoy them just as much as I did when I was younger. And it felt good to do it in the sense of someone else can grow to appreciate it. Okay, so hopefully you guys understand this message, which was everywhere. Okay, so hopefully it hit a few of you. If it doesn't resonate now, maybe it will later. Okay, feel free to like, share, and subscribe so you can be notified the next time I do a reading for your sign. And until then, Geminis, peace.